G'day everybody and welcome to another episode of Muzz and the Chefs. How the hell did we end up here? Episode
17, I think. Is it 17?
I think it might be 17.
I think so.
Yeah.
16 or 17.
Yeah.
Enough to bore somebody to fucking death. That's how much it's been.
So like every week, ladies and gentlemen, please subscribe, like, comment, and all that kind of jazz. Like our Facebook page, comment on our Facebook page as well, even our stupid little memes that we put up.
Yes.
Did you like that one yesterday I put up?
Very funny.
Which pertains to today's episode.
Okay, I should pay more attention to what you put up.
Yeah. Oh, well, this one's been a long time coming.
Has it?
This one's been a long. We have touched on this topic.
Like a porn star. A long time coming.
Yeah.
Don't break your concentration. We haven't even started.
I think they do a lot of cuts in those movies.
Do they?
I think so.
A fluffer.
I don't know. They may not. Oh, now you have distracted me. What the fuck?
Sorry.
And the profanities have already started.
Yeah, we can't break the record,
Yeah,
though.
so it does pertain to that Greta Thunberg or whatever her name is.
Yes.
So this week's topic is
Oh, you're not going to go climate change.
climate change.
Here we go. Right.
So yeah, we've been building up to this one. You got to admit,
Like a storm.
for a long time.
Yes. I was wondering who'd bring it up, though. Would it be me or you?
So I think it's about time to discuss it, and I think I already know your thoughts on it, but I'd
You think?
I don't know. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what's your take on the whole climate change?
Well, it's happening. We
Debacle?
all know it is happening. It's definitely happening. It's the planet is getting warmer. Your big
How
thing
much
is
is it getting
no. Hold
warmer?
on. Wait a fucking minute. Your big thing is it's not driven by mankind. Isn't that what you believe?
It's not what I believe. Actually, I've got statistics that I could throw at you.
So
Yeah.
you don't believe it? Or you
I
do believe it?
believe that. Well, I can't remember the guy. I was listening to an article. Star Wars figure up there, hanging upside down. Look at that. That's weird.
Killed himself.
So we just looked over and
16
there he is.
hours of this crap, and he's just gone, I'd rather be dead than plastic.
So, oh God, where was I?
All right, the Greta thing is...
Yeah, you can get going.
All
and
right,
I'll
so
bring it.
she's just become the figure. She's just
Yeah.
become the point of all this argument.
Yeah.
Now, whether it's all a stunt, whether she's scripted, whether it's this, that, or the other, it doesn't matter. The speech she made at the UN where she cried and she got all emotional made its point, but I didn't quite believe it. I didn't quite believe her.
You didn't believe her?
No, I felt like it was a little acted. I agree with her points, and I think she's making a great point. But I do think there's a little bit of coaching in there from somewhere.
Oh, absolutely. Well, her parents, I believe, are both performing artists. So I can't remember.
Yeah.
Mum's a singer and dad's an actor or something. I can't remember exactly what it is. So both of her parents are performing artists, and don't hold that against me. But yeah. So the thing, whether she's legitimate or not. Is not really for me is not really the issue. No,
it's not.
Not even the message is the issue, I don't think. Because everyone has a message and everyone has an agenda. But it's the way it was delivered.
These people who are trolling her online and going after her personally.
Man, I'm actually already over the memes already.
They're going after. You got to remember, this is a 16-year-old girl. Like, this is a teenage girl.
Yeah.
Like, men in big houses wearing fucking big suits going after a 16-year-old girl. That's ridiculous. That's just stupid.
Yeah.
I don't care whether you agree with her message or you don't. You don't. That's just. I know it's uncalled for.
Yeah. I think we're like a lot of climate change protesters and activists, and even people like PETA and and those type of groups.
The animal activists.
It's like that thing they did there. Was it earlier this year or end of last year?
The fake dog.
The fake dog. I mean, come on, for fuck's sake! You got kids there. You've got all this.
In case you didn't know, they did they barbecued a fake dog.
A fake dog out in front of a
School.
supermarket. So where was that?
I can't remember. It was in America somewhere.
Yeah. But I mean, that's just bad taste. But even PETA come out and say, we don't care if it's in bad taste. We just want to make a point. And I think that's kind of wrong. And I think it's like when in Melbourne they shut the whole fucking city down.
Oh, that's the extinction movement.
And all the while they're blowing carbon dioxide out of their mouths. The trams and the trucks and the cars are blowing fucking, just sitting there wasting fuel because of these people, protesting. There's got to be a better way, people. If you're one of these people, there's got to be a better way to protest.
Well,
and I think it's the same with Greta. I think the problem with Greta it wasn't her message. It was the way that she delivered it. She delivered it in such an angry and emotional way. People just go, oh, "Fuck off." You know,
See,
I'm not saying that's right either. I'm just saying that's how people reacted to it.
the problem with the message is great. Let's try and fix this, but it's going. Let's try and fix this. There's no solutions offered. You know, if you take coal out of the Australian industry, out of the Australian economy, wow, we fall over in a minute.
Yeah.
So unless there's people who make these decisions and make decisions on climate change and the economy are not going to change until there's a viable money-making alternative.
Yeah.
So if you come up with a money-making alternative so they can make as much money as they do on coal, but it's all clean, they'll go for it immediately.
Yeah, I agree.
But
and I'm like that. I'm exactly like that. So the difference between me, who is a climate change skeptic, like, you know, anthropomorphic, so, you know, human-made, I am skeptical, but I'm also a skeptic who is all for renewable power and energy. Like, that's the difference. I mean, I might be skeptical and I might go, well, I don't know if I believe everything that, you know, that they... And I'm going to cite some statistics in a moment.
Oh, here we go.
But you know...
Just tune off now.
No, you don't have to. These are facts. These aren't... Okay, I'll talk about them right now. Okay, these are the facts. Okay, I'll ask you a question.
Okay.
What percentage of the Earth's atmosphere is carbon dioxide?
4%.
Exactly, 4%.
I know.
It's massively low. It's 400. It's 400 parts per million. It's fuck all.
Are you
and
impressed?
by the way,
Are you impressed that I knew that?
Yeah, I am. And by the way, we need this shit. We need carbon dioxide. All those plants and trees out there, they need it. Because in the way photosynthesis needs sugars.
Hold on. Say that again.
Photosynthesis needs sugar, carbon dioxide, and sunlight to produce oxygen from plants. Not only that, plants actually also at nighttime exhale carbon dioxide at nighttime. So this planet needs carbon dioxide, and there are some scientists out there who say that we are actually starved of carbon dioxide. The planet needs more of it because the more we got, the more food for plants. So I mean, it's the first thing I learned at horticultural college.
But the problem is we're killing the plants.
How are the plants?
Well, the Amazon's on fire at the moment.
Yeah, well, that's also... The Amazon also burns every year.
Yeah, not like this. Not to this extent. Not to this extent. And they still believe
It's
that
like
it's
saying...
man-caused.
It's also like... One of the things that people don't know, and I've studied horticulture, so I understand this. Okay, I don't know a lot about the Amazon, but I do know about the Australian bush. And what I do know about the Australian bush...
Even I know. It has to go on fire to see.
It has to burn.
Yeah.
The Australian bush has to burn, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't like it, fucking look it up. It's true. The Australian bush needs to burn. It's burnt for thousands upon thousands of years.
It's some nut thing, isn't it, that just spawns...
Some of the seeds won't germinate unless they're scorched by fire.
Yeah.
Most of the trees have epicormic shoots, which when a bushfire will go through and burns off the majority of the foliage, they have these dormant buds, which then shoot new growth out. So that's when you'll drive through places that have had a massive bushfire go through them. In 6 months, they're green as again.
Yeah.
You know, and all the grass has grown again, and all the undergrowth has grown. And the Aborigines used to do a thing called fire stick farming, where they go out and they'd deliberately burn the bush because they knew that it was good, one, and two, it helped them with their hunting as well. Because what would happen is that the fire would burn off all the grasses and all the undergrowth, all that sort of stuff. A couple of months later, it would all grow back. The kangaroos would come in and they go chunk and spear them and hunt them. So they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
They knew what they were doing. So when people say, "Oh, look at all the bushfires in Australia because of climate change," bull fucking shit. Not true. Not true. It's burnt for millennia. Yes. Millennium. Lots of millenniums. Tens of thousands, if not 50,000 years.
The bushfire is now putting people at risk and homes at risk.
Yeah, because they build fucking houses in the bush. And the greenies won't let you burn off.
Raymond Terrace is not the bush, and it's on fire nearly every time there's a whiff of heat.
I lived there for a long time.
So you're saying there's no link between climate change...
And extreme bushfires, I don't believe so, no.
Or drought?
And probably not drought.
Okay, so what is the link in Australia between global warming and what's going on here?
I don't think there is one. Australia has always been like this. I mean, I said something on Facebook the other day about, what's the Australian poem, and there's a verse in it that says, droughts and flooding rains. I mean, it's always been like that, and that was written in the 30s, Right. So, I mean, this country has always been the way it has. How much has the temperature of the world increased since this catastrophe, which we're all been told is happening?
I think it's 1.5.
1%. 1 degree. Not
1 degree.
1 degree. That's
Yeah.
all it's done. Okay. So
you're saying it's not the emergency everybody's making it out to be?
Even a lot of climate scientists also are saying the same thing. They're saying it's not the emergency that is being made out by the ipcc and activists and things like that. They're not denying it's not happening. This fellow, I can't remember his name, but he's a really old MIT professor. I can't remember what his atmospheric science or something. And he said, yes, okay, the planet's changing, the planet is warming, but is it our fault? That's the big question, and that's what that
I don't think we're helping.
It's probably not helping.
So we would have contributed to it in some ways. I'm not saying we did it at all, but we've got to put our hand up and go, well, we burn coal, we do this, we do that, we use petrol, we use oil, we burn all these fossil fuels. That's not good for the environment.
No,
That's
I
not
agree.
good
It's
for
not,
the
and
planet.
that's why I said I am for renewables.
What I'm trying to say is that has to make us somewhat responsible.
Oh yeah, sure, definitely, partially responsible. But when 97% of the carbon dioxide in the world is produced not by human means.
So where do you stand on the animal thing as well? Like, so the farming. Well, this is going to be. I'm on hiding to nothing here because you don't eat meat. But the cows is the thing they're coming after next.
So I'm more of a fucking greenie than some of the greenies are.
Why? Yeah, of course you are.
In some ways.
Yeah. So you're a climate denialist.
No, I'm not I'm a climate change skeptic. I'm skeptical.
Okay.
A denier is someone who says, no, I absolutely flat out don't think that it's happening. I think something's happening, but I'm not going to, just say, absolutely, this is what it is.
Okay. But there is scientists going, absolutely, that is what it is.
But there's scientists that are saying it's not.
No, but there were scientists saying the world was flat and there were scientists saying it wasn't. You think
Exactly.
back. So, and it turned out to be round, apparently. But there is still people out there who flat earthers. Good on you. Go and get some help.
Just buy a telescope. I guess that doesn't matter, does it? Yeah.
No.
It's just the Earth that's flat. Buy a telescope and look at the moon. It's clearly spherical. You know what I mean? I guess, Earth is the only flat one out of all those other planets out there in the solar system.
Good on you, people.
Just an anomaly. But
even where I grew up in Ireland, our summers are much, much hotter than they used to be.
I remember being in the playground at school, in the 70s and 80s, and going, "Fuck, it's a hot day." Yeah. And it's probably not. I feel the heat less now, I think, than I did then.
Because you're old.
Maybe because they didn't have air conditioning in the schools like they do these days. Is that true? I don't know if they actually do or not. Do they?
I think some schools do and some don't. Some.
I know we didn't.
No.
We had fans if we were lucky.
We had radiators.
Yeah.
And out here, what is it? It gets to 40 degrees and you're supposed to go home. Back home, it was when the radiators froze. So if the radiators froze, we got to go home.
See, pouring ice water on the radiator.
Yeah.
But back to the statistics for a while too. Like I said, 4% of the atmosphere is that, and they reckon humans are a massively small contribution to that. And Australia, of that 100% of 4%.
Oh, this is the part.
Is 1.3 to 1.5 that Australia itself produces.
Okay, so all the coal that we send to China doesn't count as...
Well, what we technically burn.
But we're still responsible for sending that, are we not?
Oh, of course. Well,
so what they burn is now our fault as well.
We don't tell them what to do with it, just take it.
Oh, fuck off. You've got to take some responsibility. You've got to take some responsibility. If you sell fuck tons of coal...
I love how he points to me and says, this is all your fault because I'm an Australian citizen.
Yes.
I've already stated here several times that I'm actually really, really for renewable energy. Yes. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, but it's not happening yet. We're too busy selling coal to China. That's producing all the C2 gases. Like it's completely...
Some of them.
It's completely your fault.
And one of the things that always cracks me up is the the onus that's placed on power plants. But the petroleum industry is very rarely targeted. They are to a point, but nowhere near as much as the power industry is.
You've got to go further than that. It's got to be planes. Planes burn more than anything else. They are working on a hydrogen-powered plane.
Chemtrails.
They are working on a hydrogen-powered plane, which would solve a lot of problems.
You could have a hydrogen-powered car.
That'd be great. Why don't we have
a water-fueled car? They've been created for years.
Why don't we have one?
Because the powers that be won't let them go into service or go in on on the market.
Get what's his name, Musk, on the job.
Elon,
he'll get it fixed.
Well, his cars aren't water powered or hydrogen powered cars.
They're electric.
They're electric cars. Yeah. So I mean, that's
which is fueled by coal
well,
stations.
Well, either nuclear or whatever.
Yeah. But see, nuclear is not a bad thing. But people have this big scary thing that nuclear.
It's a fucking bad thing if it all goes south.
When it goes wrong, it goes really wrong. But until that point, it's really good. It's clean-ish.
Nuclear waste.
Until you're buried in nuclear waste for how many million years does it have to be underground? I can't remember. So, Greta.
Oh, it's not just about Greta. It's just she's big news this week. That's all I was bringing.
She's everywhere. You can't open Facebook or Instagram.
I know. I'm actually kind
Twitter
of over it
or even the news. Like everything. There was one thing I did read that was quite damning of her, and this is not my point of view, but this is what was said. That this speech was taken from a 12-year-old who spoke to the UN in the 80s or 90s. Suzuki was her surname. Okay. There was lots of similarities between both speeches. So whether it's lifted or not lifted, or maybe she's just trying to ram home the same message, which obviously hasn't got anywhere. So, do you remember Sting?
Yeah.
Singing in the Amazon?
Yeah.
It was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
He was like, let's save it. Well, we're still going, let's save it, but nobody's fucking done anything. It's
slowly happening. Actually, here's another interesting thing I was reading in the newspaper the other day. And
seriously,
most
newspaper?
People,
who the fuck
reads? I was actually reading a newspaper.
Were you in a waiting room or something?
No, I was in a cafe.
There you
go. I was in a cafe and I was reading the Herald, and I was sitting there, and it was a story about, and this is the thing where people get all excited about, feeling good about themselves about recycling plastic. Now, Australia at this current state or stage does not have a plastic recycling plant anywhere in the country. Our plastic...
Where do we send it?
It goes to China or Malaysia. Actually, the majority I believe goes to Malaysia.
For landfill?
No, they do recycle it, but the problem is, if it's shit plastic, if it's bad quality plastic, they burn it.
There you go.
To get rid of it. So they burn it off anyway. So you're feeling good about throwing your old Woolies bags out, not your old Woolies bags, but any plastics that are recyclable and you think it's recyclable. I'm not sure what the percentage is, but...
Goes in the ocean.
A lot of it goes in the ocean as well, but when it's, taken from Australia and taken to countries that are supposed to recycle it, a big portion of it gets burnt off anyway. So what's the fucking point?
Well, as I said, if you change your special light bulbs and you get rid of your single-use plastic bags, it's good. Doesn't mean shit. It's good, but you've got China, India, and America doing whatever the fuck they like, burning fucking shit tons of coal, which they buy from here, and yeah, it's great that you changed your light bulb and you're using candlelight and fucking, I don't know, whatever it is. I can't think of the name of the bulbs.
LEDs. Every single bulb in this house is an LED.
There you go.
And they're half of what the when the fluoros came out. So they're about 3-4 watts.
Okay.
Which the fluoros used to be about, double that, roundabouts roughly, and then double that again for incandescent lights.
So that when you go to the supermarket, you bring your own bags now?
Yeah.
Well, when you send Michelle to the supermarket, she go on her own.
We go together.
So we're all doing this, and it's great that we're doing it, and we should continue to do so. But it's not going to change the world. I'm telling you now, it's not going to change the world until you change the attitude of China, which is not going to happen. Today they're having a march in Tiananmen Square.
Regarding?
70 years of the party rule.
Oh.
So they're also displaying a new missile they've developed that can hit...
I heard about it. I didn't read that, but
it can hit America with a nuclear weapon in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And you know what I thought about that? Why haven't we got a plane that can go that fast yet? If you can get from China to the States in a missile...
You've got passengers you've got to worry about.
Yeah, but the technology's obviously there. Let's speed up this thing.
Just strap them in and shoot them across the planet.
Helmet, oxygen mask, and a set of handlebars like Wile E. Coyote on the top of this missile. Screaming across the Atlantic.
Don't ride the bomb.
But that's what I got for it. But this march is in Tiananmen Square. Do you remember Tiananmen Square?
Yes, I do.
And what are they rolling through? Tanks.
Yeah.
There should be a protest of one guy with plastic shopping bags. Recyclable plastic shopping bags.
Oh dear.
So I'm all for Greta, and I hope she gets what she wants.
I don't know if I sort of made my point with that, but I think her speech was very it was very impassioned and it was very emotional.
It impacted, and that was it was supposed to.
Yeah, but I actually think it's done more damage than good.
Really?
I think it's done more. I have seen more negative comments, negative memes about her speech than I have seen positive ones. I think I've seen one person that said, people are being it was something along the lines of why are certain businessmen or people triggered by her speech. I don't think I wasn't triggered by the speech. I think I was triggered. I don't think I was triggered at all. But I think the reaction that I had was the way she delivered it. She just came across as if to say, "Man, climate change is the least of your problems, love. I think you've got some serious mental issues."
Well, she is autistic.
Yeah, she's autistic. Yeah, but she suffers from depression and stuff.
So you're picking on a 16-year-old girl again.
Okay, question being again, was she the right person to deliver the speech? If she has a disability of some sort, is she the right person to
Why not?
to have delivered it?
Why not? Who would you get? Some middle-aged white guy, and it's like one of not us.
People don't react well to over-emotional people. They just go.
Have you been to Ireland?
Off. No, I haven't been to Ireland.
That's what we do.
I know, but that's not good.
It's perfectly good. It gets all the emotion out. You've got to get rid of this British thing in your head. Going, must
I don't think it's a
upper
British
lip.
thing.
It is. It's very stiff upper lips. Don't show
It's
emotion.
an Australian thing. I don't think it's a British thing.
Well, you need to get that out.
We have enough pub brawls in this country.
Oh, here we go.
But yeah, I'd never have a problem with someone's message. I think it's the way that it's delivered, and I think it's delivered well and with calmly and with good facts. People will listen to it more than
But if she had
barbecuing
done that,
a fake dog,
if she had,
fucking shutting down Melbourne.
If she had done
all
that,
this sort of
she
shit.
wouldn't have got the attention she did.
Yeah, but I think it's done. I don't think it's done anything good for the cause.
But
I think it's done
talking
everything
about climate
bad
change.
for the cause.
But everybody's talking about it.
Everyone is talking about it, but I don't think anyone's. Most of the reactions that I've seen have been negative. People going, fuck her, and all the memes of her sitting there, like eating a nice, big spread of a meal placed in front of her, and they put the kids in fucking Afghanistan or something starving. Oh yeah, who stole your future? This kind of shit. Have you seen those ones?
No.
Oh, there's plenty of them.
I don't
There's
want
lots
to see
of
them. I saw one from. I did see one. It did make me laugh, which is bad because I felt bad. I laughed, but
I thought the
funny.
Santa one was funny.
Did you see the guy from it was World War II coming out of the trenches, going, starting a revolution you couldn't start a lawnmower?
Yeah.
It was like, nasty. Yeah. I'm glad she did what she did, and I'm glad everybody's talking about it, whether anybody takes any action or not. And I would go in to defend the backlash against her. Even if I agreed or disagreed, it doesn't matter. I would still go in to defend her. So that's probably where we differ.
I think she was the wrong person.
I can't convince you to be right like me.
There no wrong or right opinions; they're just opinions. I
says
think she
someone
was
who's
the wrong
always
person. To deliver it. I mean, she sailed there, didn't she?
Yep.
She sailed there in a boat made from what?
I don't know. Wood?
Oh,
Fiberglass.
fiberglass, plastic, metal, all those things.
But did she leave a carbon footprint crossing the Atlantic?
The building of the boat left a fucking carbon footprint.
But the boat was already built.
That huge carbon footprint of 4% that the world's got, which we need, by the way. We need it. We need this shit.
Who's this subject for today? Was it just for
need
you to get
carbon
a
dioxide.
fucking soapbox? A recycled.
No. This one's been coming for a while.
I'll tell you something that came up on my feed this morning. It was like, right, the generation now is blaming us. Correct?
No, it seems to be the way. Well, she was.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I think, sorry, before we go on, I think that's a big part of the problem of her speech. Her speech was finger pointing. Mm-hmm. Nobody likes finger pointing. No one likes to say, you're the problem. It's all because of you. You people go, fuck off.
When I went to school,
Whether the message is correct or not.
when I went to school, we got bottles of milk in glass bottles.
Yeah.
That we returned.
Yep. Great idea.
We didn't
My
have,
grandparents did it.
We didn't have plastic
Plastic.
shopping bags. We had paper.
Yep. Paper.
We
Or
didn't
you
have-
bring your little Hessian one
Yeah.
or something.
We didn't have the styrofoam cups, McDonald's type stuff. We had none of that.
No.
You went to the chipper, as we call it in Ireland, fish and chip shop, and stuff was wrapped in newspaper.
Newspaper, yep.
So all of what we did was recyclable. Well, mostly. This is me as a child. Like I had no control over it, and I'm not saying. I'm saying we're better people because of it.
Well, it probably didn't happen a lot with me as a young person. I do remember my grandparents putting the milk bottles out every other night and stuff like that.
We used to put the milk bottles out at night time, and the guy... And do you know what? He delivered it in an electric van.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, the electric milk float.
Yeah, wow.
The electric milk float with recyclable glass bottles. They went back to the dairy, they got filled up, they came back again. This is in the middle of a city. Although we did have a coal fireplace. We burned coal at home. But that was, that stopped. Well, they banned that in Dublin in the 80s.
One of the things that somebody brought up, Jordan Peterson, who I don't mind listening to, he's a very smart guy, although he triggers a lot of lefties too. But he said, one of the good things about burning coal is that we're not burning the bush, or we're not burning forests. You know what I mean? Like the forests in Canada have actually increased because they don't burn wood, they burn coal.
But you can grow more wood. You can't grow more coal.
Yeah, but
can you?
I know, but when you've got plants, they produce oxygen.
I know, but you plant for everyone. If you're going to cut down a tree, plant one. Boom, problem solved. Just keep mowing this way with all the trees and planting them behind you. You can't replant coal.
You can't even fucking garden your own yard.
No,
you don't do gardening.
No, I don't.
We love gardening. We're out there every day doing the garden. We grow our own veggies as much
potatoes
as we can.
Potatoes of the night.
And potatoes of the night. Pairing tonight. Potatoes of the night. This one, get it.
I'm glad she did what she did. I don't know. I don't know if it was a publicity stunt or not. But if it
was a publicity stunt.
If it was, it worked. I don't know. I don't think she thinks it is. I think she. Where are you going? Are we over the half an hour already?
We're getting there.
Absolutely.
We're getting there.
I don't know if she. I think she truly believes in what she's saying, and I've always admired people who truly believe in what they're saying.
Yeah.
Like you truly believe that she's wrong.
I don't believe she's wrong. I
agree with the finger pointing thing, by the way.
You like it?
No, I hate. Everybody hates going, well, it was your fault.
Yeah, no one
The first thing you do is get defensive and get your back up.
Fuck you. And that's what a lot of people have done. And that's the reaction to it, And it's not really the layperson's fault. If you want to say, okay, man-made global warming is all humans' fault, which, by the way, it isn't. Partially, but not entirely.
I'll take that as a win.
No.
I am.
When 97% or whatever it is of the bloody...
I don't care. You said partially our fault, so I'm taking that as a win.
It's 1.3% our fault.
So did you still say it was partly our fault?
Or whatever it is. It's bugger all humans.
Bugger all,
mate. Not just Australia's people's fault. The rest of it's just by the planet itself. So, let's put big plugs in the top of volcanoes and shit like that.
Why are we going to...
Well, because they release gases, greenhouse gases.
So do you.
So does every human being. We're expelling a lot of it right now. Lucky there are plants out there, they're going to convert it into lovely
I think we're going to need a lot more plants in here.
But the other thing, before we go, another thing that I'm a couple of things that a lot of the
a lot of things.
The climate change people, human-made stuff, is they talk about your proxy. See, we didn't even have thermometers up until...
Have you got a point?
Yes, we didn't even have a thermometer till the end of the 19th century. And we're going, oh, look at all the fucking damage we've done in this time. Before that, it's guesswork, okay? It's educated guesswork, but it is guesswork. So things like tree rings and core samples, things like that, they're still just what they call proxy evidence, and they don't prove shit. And then they sit there and they put exactly what they want in the computer for their models, and they get the fucking answer they want. So, again,
but isn't that about statistics? You can make them say whatever you want.
Exactly. 25% of people can tell you that.
Was the joke? I'm going to open a company called 8 out of 10 Experts.
I might be skeptical about all this, and I am, but I'm also passionately skeptical. And I'm skeptical, but I'm not denying it's something. I believe that the climate is changing, whether it's human-made or not. I'm not quite sure. But am I for renewable energy? Fucking oath. I think we should have as much solar, wind, and hydro if we can get it. Absolutely. The company we use for our house is hydro. So I think everyone should strive to be cleaner and greener. Absolutely. I always get very skeptical when there's a governmental body that says you must. Always get very as this goes. Okay.
I'm not good with you must.
Exactly.
At all.
So anyway, that's my take on it.
You good? You finished? Did you get all that out?
Probably not, actually. There was a couple of things I wanted to talk about, but I've forgotten what they were now.
Good.
So we're going to shut up and stop that horrible, evil carbon dioxide coming out our mouths. Yeah.
You done?
Yep.
All right. So, keep taking your bags to the supermarket, keep buying your light bulbs, and pray China's listening.
Just turn the lights off.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.